Hello lovelies, welcome to another video on my channel. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Yes, these are 10 must-have things you need to have as a baker or as a beginner. So these are the 10 things you need to invest in when you know you want to start a baking business. So at first I'll go ahead to talk about pan. These are the pan I have. These are some of my good pans I have. So as a baker I have a lot of pan that I use, and I invested on this pan, though they are not these ones though they are not the best in market, but this is what I can afford, and this is what I have. This is what I have been using for years. So when they get spoiled or broken, I replace them with another new one, and I'm hoping maybe sometime sooner I'll buy the aluminium type that lasts longer. But first, what you need to get as a baker, you must have as a baker, is pan. You have to have a cake pan. So you have to have a cake pan. Without cake pan, I don't think you don't have anything to bake then. So first of all, you need to invest on cake pan. So this is a cupcake pan, this is a love shape pan, this is a round pan, and that's it for the pan. And first you need to have a cake pan, a proper cake pan, and this one is called a fine strainer. So a fine strainer it's a must-have too when you want to bake. So it helps you, what it helps do, it helps you sift out your flour or your dry ingredients when you're sifting your flour for your dry ingredients, most especially. So it helps you take out any lumps or dirt out of your dry ingredients, your flour, your chocolate powder, and so on and so forth. That's what this fine strainer does. So this is the kind of strainer I have. Yeah, so it's cheap, so you should invest on this one as well. So the third on the list is a measuring cup and measuring spoon. You need to have this. These are basic, these are must have too. So these ones, what it helps you do, for example, somebody put up a recipe and ask you to go with the measurement as it is, or write up a recipe and tell you to follow the measurement. These are the things that is going to help you to get your baking right. So you have to invest on this as well. So this is a baking measuring cup, and this is a measuring spoon. So you have to invest on these things as well. And number two is this is the third one. Okay, this the number 4 is, let me go, a balloon whisk. A balloon whisk, what it helps you do is to help you mix. So I would have added a hand mixer here, but I don't have a hand mixer at home, but I have the stand mixer, so I don't need to drag that one in. So for a beginner, you don't need the stand mixer, but if you can afford the hand mixer, okay. But if you can't, you can start up with this. I started up with this when I started baking. So I didn't have hand mixer, I didn't have a stand mixer, but I started up with this balloon whisk. So this one, the aluminium or the type, not the silicone one. So this one goes very well, it helps very well. So you should get this one, invest on a balloon whisk. So the next is the rolling pin. The rolling pin helps you to roll out your baking, whatever, your dough, your fondant, your sugar paste, anything you want to roll out with this. These are so good. I remember when I started, I bought this one first, and I am planning to buy a longer one. So yeah, this you need to invest. This is a must-have for every baker. And the next one should be scale. A cooking scale or a baking scale, anyone, a cooking scale. A scale, you need to have scale in your kitchen as a baker. This is a must-have, as it is with the measuring spoon and measuring cup. A scale will help you when the measuring of the recipe you see is with gram, kilos, and so on and so forth, the way they put it there. So this will help you measure your ingredients well. If you have this one, yeah, I have ounce, pounds, gram, millimeter in this scale. Yeah, if you can see it. Okay, when I turn it on, yeah, that's a gram, and that's a pound, I think. That's ounce, I think, and that's millimeter. And this for milk, you can see, and that's for kilogram. So this is a must. This will help your baking skills improve, and as a beginner you need to invest in this as well. So the next thing is a piping bag. So for a baker, you need to invest in a piping bag too. For example, you want to go with you want to do icing sugar, buttercream, whipped cream. That's why you need this piping bag with the piping tips. So you need the piping bag and piping tips. These are the piping tips. These are must have for every baker. So you go invest in piping bag. I have silicone and cloths, and I have disposable ones as well. So these plastic ones, I like using them more because I don't have to wash when I'm done baking or designing any cake. So I like using this disposable ones more. Sorry, I like using this disposable ones more than the silicone ones, because if I have to use the silicone and the cloth ones, I have to wash them. So you should invest in these ones as well. If you don't get the disposable ones, you should get the silicone or the cloth one. And the piping tips as well, they go along with this. You can't have this without having the piping tips, so you have to invest in this piping tips, invest in good brands. And yeah, I have more of this, but this is just example of what you need to get. So the next thing is the spatula. The spatula helps a lot when you're baking. Spatula helps a lot when you're baking. So when you get your spatula, yeah, a spatula goes a long way as well. A spatula and a pastry scraper, they do the same job actually. This helps you smooth out your cake when you're doing royal icing, or you're doing buttercream, whipped cream, whatever. This helps so good. It helps so well. So you should invest on these as well. So the next thing is this is called a spatula too, but the silicone one. So you can see how flexible it is. See, you see. So this is a silicone spatula. This will help you scrape out from the bottom to the top of your mixing bowl, and yeah, this will help you scrape the bowl very well and mix very well. So you should invest on this spatula to the silicone one. Yeah, that's it. And the last one is pizza cutter. A pizza cutter will help you when it does a very fast job. If you watch my video, or you go watch my how I made Nigerian chin chin, you see how I use the spatula to cut very fast. I remember back then in Nigeria, we used to use, or I see people use a knife to cut out the chin chin dough. So this one will do a very fast job. And when you want to cut out your fondant and shape out your fondant, or cut out a fondant, when you want to cut out any dough or fondant, this one will help a lot. So that's it. That's my 10 things, or 10 must-have tools that you need as a beginner baker. So these are must-have. So the next thing that comes, or the next other things, are all secondary. If you have this, you're good to go. When I started, I never had most of these things I have now. I never had them. So I started from little things, and then here I am now. So you should invest in these things. So I'll show you some of the secondary you need, maybe later, or when you get this ones first, then you can present. These are brushes, plastic cutter, aluminium or stainless cutter, a cake finer, or a cake smoother. This is called a cake smoother. So you can go ahead and invest on the numbers and letters and all that stuff. So after getting those primary tools, those are the basic tools you need. So these other ones are secondary. When you get that, when you're good to go, as you go, you can invest in this other things and more. So that's it, and I hope you like my video, and please don't forget to subscribe after watching this video, and also like this video. Thank you.